Hello, welcome to FM Scout. I'm Bood FM. Now before I get started on this video, I just want to say if you're a long time player and you're a hardcore professional football manager, this video isn't for you. This video's aimed for the newer player or the guy who just doesn't know this exists. Some people genuinely don't know they can do this with Regens and find Regens this way. So this video's aimed for you guys, so hopefully it'll be a massive help to someone out there. Now before we get started with it, I just want to point you in the direction of my channel, Bood FM channel. Got a series at the minute with Huddersfield Town. Hopefully you'll check it out, hopefully you'll subscribe, and more than anything, I hope you enjoy it. So hopefully I'll see you in the comments section at some point. Now, let's get started and let me show you how to never ever miss a regen. Now, we all know you can go over to the scouting tab, you click scouting, you can go to your search and you can put in age. Age is at most, I usually put 17, and that'll bring up a lot of young players around the world. Now obviously that depends on how many leagues you've got activated, how many countries and so on. And it also depends on your knowledge, your club's knowledge, your staff knowledge combined basically. And when you're on your scouting screen you can see that your regional knowledge. It'll show you a little map of the world and show you how good your knowledge is. So that's obviously different. I'm Manchester United on here, so we've got quite good knowledge. You might be at a lower Premier League club or maybe a Championship club and your knowledge won't be as vast. So you're going to miss something. If you come into the scouting page and doing a general search, you're going to miss a lot of these young players because you're not going to have the knowledge to find them. Now there is a way to never miss any of them and to be able to make sure you can at least scout and potentially sign any region you want, any region that comes into the game. Right. All you have to do is you go to the top of the screen and you'll see a little icon of the world. Click the world. Now another menu will come up and you'll see all the different continents at the top, and then on the right hand side you'll see world again. Click world. There's a menu will appear. You'll see the menu on the left. Go 2 down, you'll see transfers. Click that. Now when this loads up it'll show you all the transfers that have happened that month. Now if you look at the top you'll see all transfers and a little arrow pointing down. Click that. A drop down menu will appear. Go all the way down, second one from the bottom, and you'll see youth intake. Click that and basically all the regens that have happened that month around the world will appear on that list, and you can scroll back month after month and see every single regen that has been generated by the game. Now if you're clever, I've got a bit of OCD, so I usually check it quite regular, and I scout every single one of them just in case he's that guy who lives in Holland or, I don't know, Bulgaria, who you never would have found otherwise, and he might be like 5-star gold rating, an absolute gem of a player. If you do it this way you'll never miss one. Now if you're lucky and you get to him early, I think once a player's been generated you've usually got about a week before the club will sign him on a youth contract. And in that week, you can pinch him. Now, if you're a bigger club than them, you've got a higher reputation, you can come in and steal them, basically. You might have to pay some compensation, but you can get some really good players this way for not a lot of money. Now, there's a little trick, I don't know how many of you know it, but if you click the very top player, hold shift and click the very top player, go down to the player you want. Say, if you want to go down 20 players, say for example, you can hold shift, keep hold of the shift, go down to the next one, click it again, and it'll highlight that group for you. Right click it, scout them. And there you go. Now at the end of the year, you might find a few of these players, or you might just want to scout them all. Get to the end of the year and go to your shortlist and go through them and see how many are good. Is there any I can realistically sign? There might be one on there that's got 4 or 5 gold star rating who's only 50 grand and you can pick him up for £500,000. It is that easy, honestly. Now one little tip I would say is if you go over to staff, go up to responsibilities, over on the right hand side to personal assistant. Now what I would do, there's an option there that says when you scout a player, add him to your shortlist for, and you'll get options like 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, a year, and then after that they'll be took off your shortlist. Click indefinitely. Then that player will be on your shortlist as long as you want him to be on your shortlist. It won't come off your shortlist until you decide that. And then what I normally do is when I get to the end of the year, I go onto scouting, I go to player shortlist, and it'll bring up the entire list. Every single region you just scouted through that entire year will be on that list. arrange them in scout recommendation, and then what I do is all the 1 stars, 2 stars, 3 stars, 3.5 stars sometimes, I get rid of them, and then that leaves you with the best of the best regens from around the world. Some of them you're probably not going to be able to sign, some of them you might be able to sign. And like I said, if you're clever and you check it on a regular basis, you can pick some of these guys up before they get signed by their club, especially if you're a big team. I've done it with Manchester United, where I've built a cracking youth side just from poaching regens. Now, regen dates are usually around the same time every year. Each country has a regen date, say. Like England and France is about the same time. Theirs is usually at the start of March, but I have had it where it's at the end of February. So never bank on that date. Say if the English regen date was the 5th of March, don't hope it's the 5th of March next year. You might miss it, because sometimes it can be like the 28th of February. So it's usually around the same area, but it's never normally always on the exact same date. As I said earlier, it all depends on how many leagues you've got activated, how many countries you've got activated. The more the merrier. The more leagues you have, the more countries you have, the more regens you have. But that all depends on what your computer's like. Can it handle it? You don't want a slow game just so you can have loads of regens. You've got to be wise with it. But yeah, that's really it basically. So I hope this video's helped you. If you have never done it this way, you didn't know you could do that, honestly, check it out. You might really find some cracking young players for not a lot of money, and it can change your series, especially in 5 or 6 years when these young players have developed into first team players. So if you've liked the video, please hit that like button. If you're new to FM Scout, don't forget to subscribe. I'm Bood FM, and as always, have a nice day, take care, and I'll see you later.